Salute. Welcome to the post-game show. After a huge win at MSG, statement victory, the New York Knicks pulled it off tonight against the Heat. They beat the Heat 104-106 in a gritty, tough affair, right? A huge game in the standings. Let's go. Salute to the chat. Salute to Nick Streets out here, ready to have some fun. Talk about this huge win tonight and RJ Barrett's 30-piece. Julius Randle named an all-star today. Jalen Brunson missed out tonight, personal reasons, and he missed out on the all-star nod, but the squad picked him up tonight. Great performance tonight all around. Quentin Grimes stood up also. Isaiah Hartenstein. The Knicks made it tough at the end, as we know, struggling again to inbound the ball, turnovers, all of that. But this Heat team is legit, and tonight's win was a big statement in the Eastern standings. So plenty to talk about tonight. Ready to chop this thing up. Right, let's chop it up. Salute to the chat. Big task. Yes, got to put respect on all these guys, but Julius Randle, two-time All-Star now, put a lot of respect on his name tonight. RJ Barrett bounced back. I love what I saw from RJ tonight. Great performance all around, right? Tough win. Have to clean up the inbounds, late game execution. We keep talking about it. Please, Tibbs, run a whole practice just based on inbound play. Yep. Prometheus, salute. Buzzer, how are we feeling after a big win? Big task. The fan base is juiced up after a big win like this because it means a lot in the standings, of course. When you're looking at the standings, the New York Knicks are chasing the Heat right now. This game would have had a huge swing if the Knicks had lost. Now it's a swing favorably. And Trini, how are we feeling after this? RJ Barrett's 30-piece tonight. We'll talk about it. RJ Barrett's and Julius Randle's all-star nod for the second time. RJ Barrett's 30-piece, and the New York Knicks won the points in the paint, right? 52-36. That was big tonight, standing up, getting a lot of penetration, right? The Heat don't really have that big rim protector, and certainly the Knicks tried to take advantage, and successfully so. So points in the paint, 52-36 was big, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks actually won the fast break points tonight. Let that sink in, 10-9 as well. So getting out in transition, and the Knicks defense was on a string tonight. They were switching well throughout the game. Even guys like Evan Fournier, will give him his flowers as well, because he was trying, giving max effort, quickly got the start as well, and quickly he's doing quickly things as he's been doing recently, picking up his play. We keep talking about it, but he's basically that sixth starter that can just come in and start whenever you need. Yep. And part of the New York Knicks future foundation. Great bounce back, great statement win for RJ Barrett tonight, like Trini hits on. And that was just huge tonight, being a bully, getting to the cup, doing whatever he needed to do, right, picking us up right there. The New York Knicks obviously started really well tonight, 28-22. Had an okay second quarter, but sort of let the foot off the gas a little bit. But the third quarter was nice, the way they closed it out. And then the Heat obviously made a 17-0 run or a 19-2 run, got themselves in front, which was unbelievable. But the Knicks countered right back with an 11-0 run of their own to get back into it, right? And 29 points in the third quarter was just enough to hold on tonight. So big performance, big key win. Right, RJ Barrett's 30-piece, Julius Randle's 23 points went a long way to carrying this squad without Jalen Brunson. And the ball was actually flowing as well. The ball was moving around a bit better, but guys obviously playing big minutes. Quentin Grimes' 3-ball was back, hitting a huge couple of threes tonight. He was 3 of 5. So great to see Quentin get his stroke back as well. But Barrett, 13 of 23, super efficient tonight, getting to the cup at ease. 8 offensive rebounds, 8 total, 4 assists, 5 turnovers, and 30 points. So mega bounce back from Bully Barrett tonight. And that led the way, containing Jimmy Butler as well. Jimmy Butler had a pretty quiet night. Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero were the nemesis tonight. But salute to the whole squad, because even Jericho Hartenstein held us down. And like I said, the Knicks defense was much tighter tonight, in terms of rotations, more heady play. Isaiah Hartenstein made a key stop, rotating and getting that steal out in transition for the Julius Randle emphatic slam dunk to seal the victory tonight. And yeah, the Knicks take care of business at MSG, right, in the battle of the East right now. So as we continue to chop up the road ahead and head to All-Star break, right, the New York Knicks really, really, really needed this one. And they're 28 and 25, go back to 3 games over 500 right now with a 13 and 14 home record. With that said, it doesn't get no sweeter than that, with a home victory against the arch nemesis, the Heat, tonight. So, yeah, Butler got locked up. Yep, exactly, Trini. Yeah, I think he was very passive early on. But, Adebayo, the All-Stars, playing great. Tyler Hero scored like 9 straight points, 3 threes in a row to get the Heat back into it. And then the Knicks were staring down the barrel of another tough defeat right there. But composure, the ball was on a string, it was moving. RJ Barrett, they went zone and they got into the teeth of the zone, swung the ball around as well. Everyone just gave some quality minutes from Quickly right through to the bench. Also, a huge shout out to Miles McBride. In just his 11 minutes, he was a plus 8 points, hit 2 critical 3-pointers to Deuce McBride. So the Knicks needed everything from everyone tonight to pull this one out. Evan Fournier wasn't efficient in his 18 minutes, 1 of 7. But Evan was definitely scrambling. He was closing out well. And, shorthanded, we needed minutes from somebody, right? He stepped up as well. So Obi in his 14 minutes was very efficient too, 3 of 6, and hit 1 3-ball with that situation, 7 points. But we mentioned Jericho Sims, a team high, plus 16 points, even though he scored 0 points. He was a plus 16 in the plus minus, got 2 rebounds as well. But Hartenstein battled Adebayo. It was a tough matchup, kept him off the glass. And with that said, Hartenstein also was efficient, 3 of 7 in his 29 minutes, 8 points, pulled in 10 rebounds, 4 offensively with the tip backs and all of that said. So yeah, it was a huge performance tonight at MSG, pulling out a classic right here. We're ready to talk about it because the streets are buzzing. Smash that like button for a big Eastern Conference victory for tonight. The Knicks' biggest lead was 14. The Heat's biggest lead for the night was 5 only. So the Knicks were the better team overall throughout the night. The turnovers, the Knicks had 17 turnovers to the Heat's 10. So that lets you know that the Knicks definitely gave away a lot of opportunities to close this one out earlier. And the Knicks were the better team, all night long. But with the points in the paint, again, dominating with that situation, Julius Randle stepping up and playing bully ball tonight. He was plus 14. On the night, he was awarded a 2-time All-Star berth, 8 of 19 and 3 of 9 from three-point land. The Knicks were efficient from the free throw line as well. But Randle had 10 rebounds and 6 assists as well, with 3 steals and a whopping 7 turnovers as well. So a lot of handling the rock tonight. But the Knicks made the right reads throughout the night for the most part, and Quickly was a big key handling the team in Brunson's absence. He got things in, he got everyone involved. With that said, Quickly was 37 minutes, 3 of 8, only 8 points, a quieter night, but 4 assists and rebounded well with 6 rebounds as well. So again, shorthanded, everyone just stepped up tonight. Yeah, Bam Adebayo was the lead guy on the other end with Tyler Hero. He was just getting everything, back and Hartenstein down and getting the free throw, the turnarounds and everything happening. Almighty's in the house. How are we feeling after this big win? The Knicks taking care of business right now 28 and 25. Let me know what was the key. Well, you can't really look past Barrett's performance tonight, right? We know what happened last time. Benched for 11 minutes in the second half against the Lakers, and he bounced back. It's just exactly what you want to see from your young, building block with RJ in the house with his 30-piece tonight. But he also had 4 assists and 8 rebounds, which is really pleasing tonight. So yeah, Barrett gets an A+. Randle gets an A. I'll give Quickly a B+, and Quentin Grimes a B+. And I'll give Jericho Sims a B-. Hartenstein, I've got to give him a B. Miles McBride gets a B as well. Fournier gets a C+ for his effort tonight. Toppin gets a C+ as well. So some decent grades happening for tonight, pulling this one out by 2 points at MSG. Yes, lots of news swirling, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be on tomorrow night live talking about the latest news with the trade buzz happening. The New York Knicks are going to be making moves, I feel. And there's OG Anunoby at the top of the list. There's Sadiq Bey. I think there's Malik Beasley. And the interest in Cam Reddish is still there. Today, Mark Stein reports on a podcast as well with another reporter that the Cleveland Cavaliers have interest in Cam Reddish as well. So that's key. What do you guys feel with that? Would you take Karis LeVert's expiring contract for a trade with Cam Reddish and Evan Fournier's salary? We'd get an expiring contract in Karis LeVert back. I've got to break it down more for tomorrow night's show, but we'll talk about what might be available for Cleveland on Cleveland's side to come back. Yep, absolutely. Buzz is on point with that. Ball movement, 100%. We get better looks. Guys get more engaged defensively as well. Did you notice everyone was really engaged defensively? With that said, moving around. Yep. OG is the top target. No doubt about it. With that. Yeah, Brunson's main aim is to score a lot. Recently, ball movement has suffered. He's not been the only one, but you're right. Yep. You got to call it the way it is. Ball movement does suffer when one guy, 2 guys are trying to go too much isolation. And you see Quentin Grimes get an amazing stat line. Everyone was just sharing the rock, right? 3 starters, 17 points and above as well. Quentin Grimes got back into his groove, and we saw what it looks like with Barrett more on the ball, in Brunson's absence. We got that look at what Emmanuel Quickly also looks like as well. Yep. He was to start the season, Trini, I agree. Yep, definitely. How do you guys feel about OG? How do you also feel about the Sadiq Bey situation and Malik Beasley as well? They're the key names that the New York Knicks are looking at to chop this thing up. We'll be on live tomorrow night, breaking down more of this trade buzz. It'll be a shorter post-game show tonight, but I just had to get on here and talk about this big win against the Heat, right? Key without Brunson, but yeah, really proud of the way Quickly, Randle, Barrett, Grimes, everyone stepped up as well. Short-handed, sometimes it can bring everyone together, right? And everyone buys in that little bit more, just like Almighty was saying, with ball movement better. Now, the main issue tonight was obviously closing down the stretch again. We've got to improve at inbounds play. RJ Barrett, critical pass, critical turnover to critical time, right? I saw the game fade away in that instance again, as we're seeing deja vu. But to that credit, Randle hustled back also and got the key foul to stop a guaranteed layup dunk on the other end. And it was just, that was the story of tonight. It was hustle. The New York Knicks, it wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. Right, salute to Jet Life. How are we feeling? I don't know if I want OG or not. Can someone please tell me why I should? Yeah, we'll be talking about it more. But for me, it's versatility. That's the big thing I see with OG. I see size, length, a guy that can play 4, can play 5. So it can allow us to play small ball 5, and he can play the 4, as well as he can play the 3, which we lack size there too, fam. And he's a growing offensive weapon, a young player still finding his prime as well. If the Knicks made that move, they'd be able to, move him on in a future blockbuster trade as well. So it would give us more flexibility too. But let's see, 3 protected picks. Maybe Messiah could even get a better deal than that. So maybe the Knicks might not even be in the running, but they're certainly very interested, and they're certainly going to put together their best package. Buzzer says, Karis LeVert trade is cool if we can dump Fournier and Cam. Yep. That's what I'm thinking too, fam. Because the salaries match. We get out of Fournier's final year. We get out of that money. The Cavs might feel like they don't want to pay LeVert. They might feel like they're going to lose him for nothing. And maybe we can sweeten the deal just that little bit more as well. Use Karis LeVert for this playoff run. And then we let him go, or we see what we can do. But that's the best piece on the Cavs that I can think of right now. Mets, Knicks, salute. Salute to the chat. Knicks Nation out here. The streets are buzzing, smashing that like button after a huge win. And Mets, Knicks says salute. No on Bay, yes on OG, and a great win. Good win, great win without Jalen Brunson. Yep. A guy who was stiff not to get an all-star selection for the first time. However, when you look at guys like that missed out, guys like James Harden and guys like Trae Young missed out, I feel for Brunson as well, but a heck of a lot of great players also missed out as well. But let's celebrate Randle's 2-time All-Star berth now. He's one of only 10 Knicks, I believe, now to be voted in as a 2-time All-Star, right? We'll continue this conversation tomorrow night live, on Friday night, and Saturday night will be live after the next big game against the Clips. Yep, that's the one drawback too from OG's game. Fit within the offense, and also he has a tendency to be injured often as well. Let's hope that that's a thing of the past, but that's the risk you got to take, I think. Yeah, look, Jet Life, appreciate you for the question too. I haven't seen a lot of the Cavs. However, I do believe that Karis LeVert, can still be effective on the ball. I think he would probably be good with the bench right now. Could start, could play with the bench as well. We could stagger the minutes a lot more with LeVert. We could make sure that RJ and Grimes and LeVert are playing with the bench more while Brunson and Randle sit. And I believe we're not going to see these kind of lapses when our starters sit and our bench struggles. I think with LeVert, you could play him off the bench a little bit more with RJ and Grimes, and then we get that dual scoring punch with Quickly as well, with the starters and the bench unit. But I don't think LeVert's the player he was 2-3 years ago. He's definitely regressed. But, you got to explore what you can get for Cam and for Fournier. I mean, they're sunken costs as well. So you got to look at it like that as well. Yeah, it's Queen's Place is in the house. Salute. Yep. Let me get it straight, right? We lose to the home at the Lakers and without Brunson, but we beat the Heat as well. Yep. Look, I think, LeBron and AD was a tough matchup with size. I think the Knicks won tonight because they actually probably had more size, Buzzer. If I'm being real, I'm trying to look at the points in the paint. The Knicks dominated with 16 more points in the paint tonight. So I think with Barrett, with Hartenstein, and with Randle, the Knicks actually had we outsized the Heat tonight. The Heat had Adebayo, and he's asked to do a lot. Tonight you saw a lot of open lanes. You saw RJ Barrett waltz in, and slam it down, lay it up so many times as well. Even Quentin was definitely getting a lot of looks in the paint as well. I think if Brunson had played tonight, he would have lived in the paint as well. Mets Nick says, seems OG will be traded. Yep. He seems to be sitting out. Yeah, definitely. And with that said, I think Toronto are that close. They're about to blow it up. I foresee that happening now. I think a huge loss last night. The Raps are now like 6-7 games under, and it's the right choice, right decision to make right now. I think with that said, I think even the coach Nick Nurse commented about it. With a lot of talks, they're just sitting OG because it's more on the likely side. With that said, look, Derrick Rose, I think he's on the outer too. I really feel like he wants to play. And he's not getting any minutes at all. So I really feel like Derrick Rose may be a throw-in as well. Yeah. With that said, I think, OG's the big one to watch. Multiple first-round picks on offer. Let's continue to see what happens throughout tomorrow. And we'll be on live tomorrow night talking about it with the OG situation. Now we have Sadiq Bey, the relationships between the front office with the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks as well. So that's going to be a key situation to play out. And with that said, I really feel like he's probably the second, third main target for the New York Knicks in a more bigger deal. I think the Cam deal will happen no matter what. We have Quentin Grimes, sophomore, shine, rising star tonight. He delivered as well in his first game since being awarded a rising star. He was 17 points, +8, 6 of 9, 3 of 5 from 3. Incredible, right? Great to see the jumper get back, right, for Quentin Grimes. Huge win, 3 games over 500 now. As we pull up this road ahead, right now you see the Clips, Philly, Orlando, Philly, Utah, Brooklyn, and ATL, and that leads us to the All-Star break. So you guys throw out your predictions now. How many games over 500 will we be? Under 500 perhaps at the end of this stretch. So for me, right, we've got to gain a lot of confidence. With this said, I think the Clippers one is at home, still Philly's at home. We can split those. That'll be fantastic. We could beat Orlando as well, and then the second Philly one. So I would suggest we could split that as well, and then maybe we could win 2 out of the 3 with Utah, Brooklyn, and ATL. So I think worst case scenario, maybe we're 1 game under 500 in this stretch, or we actually finish 1 game over 500 in this stretch with this big win. With this said, right, throw out any questions you have after a big win like this, and we'll continue the conversation tomorrow night live, talking about the latest trade talks and buzz coming on, and what's the latest with the Sadiq Bey situation, the OG Anunoby one, and the Cam Reddish ongoing talk. Another huge story tonight was obviously, the All-Star berth, Jalen Brunson missing out. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel like he was just really, really snubbed? He was stiff to miss out? Like I said, with Harden, with Trey missing out as well, I can understand where it's at. It's just a numbers game, right? Whilst he's very deserving, it's just simply a numbers game, I feel. Mets feels like Obi will be traded. Hope not, but moves need to be made on that situation. Yet you're right. I could see it as a 50-50, maybe even a 60-40, that Obi gets used in maybe a bigger package deal to make the deal make more sense, I think. If we're trying to make upgrades with an OG, with a Sadiq, with other moves possibly on the horizon that we haven't heard about, perhaps Obi's value and potential is very enticing, for the other team to get it done, right? Obi was efficient again from the 3-point land. Well, recently he's been efficient. Tonight he was 1 of 4, but you put him in the corner, he can hit that 3 ball, and that's big. That's big for people, when they're evaluating whether to take that flyer. Yeah, Queens is on point. I agree. It really is tough, but the fact is that the Knicks have had a successful, first half of the season. When you look at it, 3 games over, 28, 25, about a 500 record at home now, above 500 record on the road. Only like 7 games out from the All-Star break. Mitchell Robinson can get healthy. Yet we know how key Mitchell Robinson is to the defense, right? 5th in the league in defense. Mitchell Robinson out. We're the 27th defensive team as well. So we're basically just treading water right now, trying to hold it down. But Hartenstein and Sims are doing admirable job right now. I'm kind of thinking where we probably don't need to bother signing another center now, provided Mitch is healing up and he's going to be ready after that All-Star break. Trini reckons Brunson should be in over Randle. Yeah, but congrats to Randle. Yeah, I could see it both ways. I really feel like both are deserving. But I think they're also looking at Randle, the fact that he hasn't missed any games. Yeah, that's really, really key for that situation. And the fact that Randle has played every single game this year has just been something that the coaches look at. And they say, hey, this guy is playing every single game. He's on track for all 82. Yep. Hustling and muscling. Yep. Jet Life says Tibbs is wrong for giving Cam DNPs, but gives McBride minutes. Yeah. We all know who is better with that. Yeah. I think it's all about the roles. With that said, I really feel like it's also personal. With that said, yeah, we heard the news yesterday that we talked about with Cam talking to an assistant coach, voicing displeasure with the team, with the coach not playing him. And we all know what happened after that. So it's happened with Kemba. Tibbs' hand's been forced and he's had to play Fournier at times. But yeah, truth is Cam should have played. He could definitely help. He could definitely have helped us in so many of these games. With that said, yeah, I really feel like Cam wouldn't have, added a whole heap of more wins, but it's the principle. It's the point that he's a guy that could actually help the team, and the fact that he's getting DNPs is definitely rough. Yeah, his length, his size, his defensive prowess could definitely be helping this team. And another big thing is the disconnection between Leon and between Tibbs, not having that conversation before the trade was done, because we definitely could have done with that Charlotte pick back, it was a wasted move in a way. Yeah, with the Cam, tenure, we could see it coming to an end, and we really could have held on to that Charlotte selection right now and had a Godfather package again. We could have easily offered up as many picks as we want for the next available guy. It's just malpractice, the disconnection between Tibbs and Leon. Definitely. Look, let's hope after that, we just got to put it to bed now after Cam is eventually traded. And let's hope that it doesn't happen again. But I don't feel like Tom Thibodeau, is probably going to be here that long. I really feel like maybe in the off season, they might make a switch up. Maybe not, maybe 1 more year max. Big Tuss says, but do you think it could be about the fit along with carrying out the assignments on the court? I really feel like it's obviously a few things. It's the dysfunction, but it's the lapses on the court. Tom Thibodeau doesn't like defensive lapses, but I think the way Cam may have voiced his displeasure then just forced Tibbs' hand. Yeah. Brunson's a throwback. Like Tim Duncan, his footwork, definitely off the charts. Yep. In my mind, he's an all-star Mets. In my mind, he's just not going to get that official accolade as well. But a guy like, most improved, I really feel like Quickly could be sixth man even. And Julius Randle, at least he's that two-time all-star, right now. But gave out the grades. This road ahead's tough, but I really feel like the Knicks could be 500/1 game over. 500 with this stretch coming up is the best case scenario. But let's see what happens. A lot more trade talks to discuss. I would give up 3 protected picks to get OG, to get a look at that. No more than that. When we're talking about the OG situation, the New York Knicks definitely have offered 3 first-round picks. We don't know the combinations of protected or unprotected, but the fact is that tells me that the New York Knicks are very interested in making big upgrades with this set ahead of this big trade deadline as well. They could smell that 6th, 5th seed a possibility right now. They have an all-star, another deserving all-star, a young player like Barrett, Grimes, and Quickly on the rise as well. And I think there's internal pressure, that hasn't really been spoken about. Leon Rose's third regime, they missed out on the Spider situation in the summer. And I think they want to strike while the iron is hot right now. So that's been a situation that's, forced this leak out here, that the New York Knicks are willing to part with these picks right now. And they're willing to play around with this and see how far we could go, maybe win a first round matchup. But with that said, a short show tonight, right? Going to get ready to wrap this thing up after a big win at MSG. The New York Knicks, it's always a pleasure when they beat the Heat, right? On the back of a Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. Huge performance. They deserve all the shine tonight. They take the game ball. Well, RJ Barrett really gets that game ball for me for his huge bounce back. And I will be back on tomorrow, ready to talk about the latest as well. Out here, Team No Sleep. The streets are buzzing. Smash that like button, and we'll be ready. We'll be on around about 8-9 p.m. Look out for the notification. Hit the like button. Subscribe, you know what it is. And then we'll be on for Saturday night live after the game against the Clippers. Best fan base in the streets, and the best chat in the biz. You already know what it is. Peace. Salute. Catch you soon. Congrats to Julius, 2-time all-star. Let's celebrate that, right? And also good work for Brunson on the season. And welcome back, Bully Barrett. Stand up, Quentin Grimes. IQ.